episode 4 tonight, we're going to be discussing fathers in the home and fathers not in the home. That's going to be our question tonight. But before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about our SMNQ Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, we'll have SMNQs sharing messages and questions. You can leave me a message or ask me a question that I'll air on the podcast every Wednesday. You can go to anchor.fm/Kelly, that's KELLI Thomas, THOMAS, capital O. So leave me a message. Thank you for listening, Village. Let's have a word about our sponsor.
Hey guys, do you have a podcast you feel the world should hear? I did, and I used Anchor. Anchor is one of the easiest platforms for podcasting. Anchor is a free service, and it allows you to create and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Are you interested in distribution? Of course you are. After all, it's a podcast. Well, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you to other platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and others. You're also able to pick up sponsors and receive monetary support for your podcast. Ready to get started? Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. Let's get started.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, we'll be talking about fathers in the home or no fathers in the home. We're going to talk about whether it makes a difference. And if it does, how much of one? There are those males that accept and try to be the best they can be without a father in the home. And there are those males that feel rejected and therefore may reject any love or goodness that may come his way because of the rejection he may have felt from his father not being home. That's a possibility, right? Let's talk about it. I can imagine it's challenging enough in today's society. Now add the challenge of trying to find your man without paternal guidance. And with that, hey, look what enters the room. Outside influences. We touched upon those last episode. They can be a danger sometimes, especially if not dealt with in a manner that keeps the man you've developed or trying to develop intact. You know, society says male children that grow up without a father in the home can suffer lasting damage. They deem them more likely to, quote unquote, more likely to drop out of school, more likely to end up in poverty, more likely to be introduced to drugs, more likely to have children out of wedlock, and last but not least, most likely to end up in prison. Listen, that's one hell of a load that a male has to carry, right? It's a lot to ask. Circumstances. Circumstances play a part. And outsiders, they're oblivious to the circumstances of others. And we all know each story is different. Let's talk about healing. Healing and how to get there. First, in healing, you have to first say, I'm suffering. I'm suffering. And then let's define your struggle. Do you suffer in silence? Is silence the way to maintain your man? What does that do to or for you, suffering in silence? The weight of not being able to release without looking like less than a man has got to be astronomical. I'm going to say it again. It's a heavy load. Does your struggle mean that you reject people? Keep them at a distance so you don't have to reveal the weight, the scars, whatever they may be? You know, I don't know if the tide has changed, but the black community in the past did not believe in therapy and or counseling. It was a taboo, a no-no. We didn't do that. Say what you will, but I myself, I believe in therapy. I believe it can be a release. You know, that one you may be looking for. Not to say it's a cure for all of us. However, it is or can be a component to healing. If you have a struggle, if you are silently struggling, and you are yelling out for help, you're trying to find your man, you are really suffering with the fact that, your father was absent. And it is real, people. It is real. Use that as one of the components or gaining awareness for yourself. Give it a try. If you're struggling, give it a try. It may help you. You may find out it's something else in addition to your father not being at home, in the home. Give it a try if you're struggling. But you know what? Make sure before you get started, go on a journey. You need to find the right therapist for you. Do your research on that person. Do your research on the person that you're looking for to help in healing. Because in the end, while that therapist, he or she is there to counsel you, to guide you into a space where you can get some realization, some acceptance. In the end, what you put into it will help you get out of it. And I'm not one to push anything on anyone. If therapy is not your thing, by all means, take the step to heal thyself. What does that look like? Not saying it can't be done. Of course it can be done. Determination. Looking at what aids that you need in place to help you. What's out there? What's out there? Father wasn't at home. You need an aid. So what do we pull from? Affirmations from others? Expectations from others? Does the expectations of others make you strive harder? Does it make you go, go, go? Does it feel that need? Social acceptance. Is that another A? Social acceptance. Your spouse, your significant other, your partner. What about prestige? Is your status in society enough to make your man? What about the mentorship of other men? I think that, what is it? One or a combination of all. Whatever it takes, find it, use it, put that shit to work, and make yourself the best damn man you can be. Someone you're satisfied with. In the end, my opinion, in the end, it's the responsibility of that male to make sure the absence of a father in the house does not alter the phenomenal man that he can be, that he will be, with strident dedication to it. Let's get dedicated. Let's do this. I believe in you. That's all for tonight, Village. And in closing, I always ask, what is your man? Look into it. Don't forget to tune in next week for episode 5. We'll have a guest join us, and we'll be talking about raising a man, a mother's point of view. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. Good night, Village.